Have you ever had a moment where something familiar suddenly feels off? Like a close friend gives you a look you can't quite read? Or you wake up from a dream that felt more like a message than just a dream? Maybe your heart tightens for no reason at all and you can't explain why. If any of that sounds like you, Virgo, there's a reason. The universe is already whispering to you. Soft signs, subtle nudges, but they're real and they're not random. Because 2025 isn't just another year. It's a sacred passage, a cosmic alignment designed specifically for you. And I know that might sound dramatic, but stay with me. There are 3 powerful events waiting for you ahead: a financial breakthrough, an emotional goodbye, and a soul-level love that comes not with fireworks but with deep recognition. And the crazy part, they're all connected. They're not just random dots in your life. They form a constellation, a map of healing and transformation your soul chose long ago. Now, I'm not here to throw around spiritual fluff or false promises. I'm here to walk with you through every layer of what's about to unfold. So let me ask you this. What if the money that's coming isn't just for survival, but for purpose? What if the loss you're facing isn't meant to break you, but to free you? And what if the love you've been praying for isn't something new, but something ancient, returning at the perfect time? This video isn't just about predictions, it's about preparation. Because when destiny starts knocking, you don't want to be asleep at the door. You want to be awake, aligned, and ready to receive. So if you've been feeling tired but can't explain it, hopeful but unsure why, emotional for no clear reason, I promise by the end of this video you'll understand exactly why everything is starting to shift. And more importantly, you'll understand what to do next to walk through those 3 cosmic gates and into your golden era. Let's talk about money, Virgo. Not in the way people usually do with numbers and budgets, but as a symbol, a test, a message from the universe specifically designed for your soul. Because for you, money has never just been about comfort. It's always been tied to responsibility, to making others feel safe, to holding everything together, even when your own world feels like it's quietly falling apart. You've always been the one to sacrifice, to put yourself second, to say, "I'll be okay," even when you weren't. So when money starts to show up for you in 2025, unexpected, significant, and timed just right, it's not just a financial upgrade. It's the universe saying, "I see you, I remember every quiet effort you made, and now I want to give you back what you gave away so freely." But here's the thing, receiving it might not feel easy. You might question if you deserve it. You might hesitate, wondering if choosing something for yourself is selfish. That's normal. Because when you've spent years carrying others, learning to carry yourself feels unfamiliar. But this moment, it's your initiation into a new way of living. One where abundance doesn't equal guilt. Where receiving is an act of love, not ego. You've probably heard the phrase, "Money doesn't change people. It reveals them." And for you, it's going to reveal something beautiful, your true strength, your vision, your ability to create value, not just manage chaos. So what does this abundance look like? Maybe it's a project you once gave up on suddenly coming back with funding. Maybe someone who once overlooked you now wants to collaborate. Maybe it's an inheritance or a friend paying you back when you least expect it. Or maybe, just maybe, it's you waking up one day and realizing that you've been enough all along, and now the outside world is finally reflecting that back to you. This is more than just a payout. It's a turning point. A shift from surviving to thriving, from being the fixer to becoming the creator. You've always been the one to clean up other people's messes, to offer help when no one asked how you were doing. But now the resources are arriving for you, not just so you can breathe, but so you can build, so you can rest, so you can finally say yes to the things you've put off for years, like taking a break without feeling guilty, like investing in a dream without justifying it to anyone, like giving yourself the chance to expand without apologizing for taking up space. And when that money arrives, whether it's a check, an opportunity, a raise, a gift, or a refund, don't shrink. Don't second guess. Smile. Take a deep breath and say, "I'm ready." Because this time you're not just receiving for yourself, you're receiving so you can elevate others from a place of joy, not obligation, so you can say yes to helping not out of survival, but from strength. Money in your hands, Virgo, becomes a healing force, a way to restore what was lost, to honor what was overlooked, to grow what was suppressed. You've done the inner work. Now it's time to let the outer world meet you halfway. So when abundance knocks open the door, you don't have to prove anything. You just have to trust that you're worthy of the blessing that's already yours. Now, Virgo, let's talk about something we rarely feel ready for: loss. But not in the way people usually describe it. Not just grief and tears and funerals. I'm talking about the quiet moments that sneak up on you. That strange wave of emotion when you hear a song you haven't listened to in years. The scent that drifts through the air and suddenly brings someone's memory flooding back like they never left. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? Because you felt it. You've stood in a room and sensed someone's presence even though logic said it wasn't possible. And here's the truth. You weren't imagining it, Virgo. Your soul is deeply intuitive, deeply connected to the unseen. And when you experience loss, whether it's the passing of someone close or simply the ending of a chapter, you don't just move on, you carry it with reverence. But there comes a moment when the universe asks you to let go. Not because you're forgetting, but because you're finally ready to move forward with a lighter heart. 2025 might bring that moment a goodbye. And maybe it won't be loud or dramatic. It might not involve a casket or ceremony. It might simply be the moment you stop replaying what you wish you had said, the moment you forgive yourself for the words left unspoken, because the soul you lost doesn't hold anything against you. They don't carry your silence like a wound. They remember you by how you loved them, the quiet things, the small gestures, the moments you didn't think mattered, but actually meant everything. And right now, they might be closer than ever. Watching, guiding, waiting for you to release the guilt or the sadness so they can lift you higher. This isn't about letting go of them. It's about letting go of the weight. Sometimes we hold on to pain because it feels like the last thread connecting us. But Virgo, love doesn't need pain to stay alive. Love lives in transformation. It lives in memories that make you smile, and dreams that wake you in tears, and signs that appear when you need them most. So if you've been feeling that invisible nudge, those restless nights that lump in your throat, those unexpected tears, pay attention. That's your heart speaking. That's a soul saying, I'm still with you, just differently now. And if you never got to say that one last thing, I miss you, or I'm sorry, or thank you, you still can say it now. Say it out loud or in your heart, because energy moves. Love transcends time and space. This goodbye you're approaching, it's sacred, not the end of something, but the release of something old to make space for something new. Think of it like pruning a tree, not to harm it, but so it can grow stronger. You've been carrying so much, maybe it's time to put some of it down. Maybe it's time to let yourself cry without shame, to laugh again without guilt, to live without always looking back. Because the moment you do, Virgo, you'll feel it. That shift inside, like something heavy has lifted, like your soul just took a deeper breath. That's when you know you've stepped through a spiritual threshold. Not away from the ones you love, but closer to who you're meant to become. So when this funeral moment comes, whether it's saying goodbye to a person, a belief, or a version of yourself, honor it. Light a candle, write a letter, take a walk. Do something that tells the universe, I'm ready to release, I'm ready to rise. Because you are, and the next chapter waiting for you, it's lighter, brighter, but only if you let go of the weight you were never meant to carry forever. Virgo, now we step into the part most people don't expect: love, but not the kind you see in romantic comedies, not the loud, dramatic, sweep you off your feet kind. This is something deeper, quieter, something that moves slowly, gently, and hits you like a memory from a lifetime you didn't even know you lived. 2025 holds a sacred reunion for many Virgos. Not necessarily a wedding with rings and flowers, but a soul-level meeting, a kind of love that feels more like coming home than starting fresh. You see, when you've spent years healing, giving, growing, and holding space for others, love doesn't just show up in any form. It arrives when the soul is ready, and Virgo, your soul has done the work. You've walked through pain, sacrificed for others, protected your heart behind silence and structure, and still somewhere inside, you've kept the hope alive. Even if you've told yourself you were fine alone, that maybe love wasn't meant for you, the truth is, you were never wrong for hoping. You were just early. There's someone coming into your life, or maybe returning, who won't need you to explain who you are. They'll feel it. They'll see it in your eyes before you say a word. This love isn't about filling a void or fixing what's broken. It's about walking beside someone who already knows what it's like to rebuild. Someone who doesn't flinch at your scars because they've made peace with their own. Someone who knows that love isn't just about being perfect, it's about being present. You might meet them through a casual conversation, a quiet moment, or even through a strange coincidence that feels a little too aligned to be random. And when they arrive, it won't be fireworks. It'll be recognition, like looking into eyes that feel like a safe place, like hearing your favorite song on a day you needed it most. It'll be subtle, but it'll shake you. Because for once, you won't be the one carrying everything. You'll be allowed to rest, to soften, to trust. Imagine that, being in love and still feeling like yourself, not shrinking, not performing, just being, and being loved for exactly that. That's what's coming. A love that shows up not to test you, but to hold you, not to demand, but to offer, not to fix you, but to stand beside you as you grow. It might not be flashy, it might not be what others expect, but it will be real, stable, sacred, the kind of love that feels like your soul finally exhaled. And the wildest part, you won't have to chase it. You won't have to convince anyone of your worth. This love will show up because of who you are not, in spite of it. Maybe you've been through love that made you question yourself, that left you drained, doubtful, or guarded. That's over. Because now the universe is aligning someone who will love you in your quietest places, in your awkward pauses, in the moments you feel most unsure. They'll stay, not out of duty, not because they have to, but because they see you, all of you, and they want to. This connection will feel ancient, familiar, like you've crossed paths before and promised to find each other again once the timing was right, and now it is. You've done the work. You've faced the shadows. You've survived without the love you deserved. And that's exactly why the love that's coming will be different. You won't have to earn it. You'll just have to receive it. So when it shows up, don't push it away out of habit. Don't doubt it because it feels too peaceful. Lean in. Trust it. Let it be soft. Let it be healing. Let it be yours. Because this is the wedding your soul has been waiting for. No altar needed, just truth timing and two people finally ready to love without fear. Let's take a step back now, Virgo, and look at the bigger picture. Because what's happening in 2025 isn't just a series of separate events. It's a full-blown spiritual storyline. You're not just being handed money. You're not just saying goodbye to someone or something. And you're not just falling in love. You are walking through 3 sacred gates, each one designed to open a different part of your soul. Think of it like this. Money is the gate of material healing. It restores your sense of value and allows you to breathe, to build, to stop surviving, and start choosing the goodbye. Whether it's a person, a chapter, or a belief is the emotional gate. It frees your heart from weight you've carried for far too long, often without even realizing it. And the love, that's the soul gate. That's where you remember what it feels like to be truly seen, not for what you do, but for who you are. Each gate feeds the next. You receive abundance and learn that you're worthy. That worthiness gives you the strength to finally release pain you didn't know you were still holding. And once you release that pain, you create space for love. Not the kind that rescues you, but the kind that meets you in your fullness. Virgo, you're not just getting blessings, you're getting alignment. You're not being rewarded for being good. You're being returned to balance because you've lived out of balance for too long. How many times have you poured from an empty cup? How often have you held everything together while feeling like no one had your back? This isn't a pity party, it's a wake-up call. The universe isn't doing you a favor, it's fulfilling a promise. A promise it made to the soul who kept showing up even when no one clapped. A promise to the version of you who kept choosing grace, quiet strength, and steady faith. So if it feels overwhelming right now, if the emotions are coming in waves and everything feels just a little more intense than usual, it's because you're walking through transformation. Transformation doesn't always look pretty. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it feels like everything is breaking down. But what's really happening is that the old is being cleared out to make way for the extraordinary. You may feel tired, confused, or even scared, but all of that is normal when you're stepping into something you've never experienced before. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. And the only thing you need to do right now is to keep showing up with an open heart. Stay awake. Stay present, journal your thoughts. Pray if it helps. Walk outside. Cry if you need to, but don't close off. Not now. Because if you shut down now, you'll miss the part where it all starts to make sense. You'll miss the moment the dots connect, the moment when you look back and say, oh, that's why that had to happen. That's why I had to let go. That's why I had to wait. That's why the love didn't show up sooner. That's why the pain had to stretch me. Virgo, this chapter is sacred. It's not about fixing yourself. It's about remembering you were never broken. These gates you're walking through, they aren't tests you need to pass. They're invitations. Invitations to stop surviving and start truly living. To stop giving your light away and start shining unapologetically. And when you walk through that final gate, when the dust settles and you finally feel steady again, you'll know. You'll feel it in your chest, in your bones, in the way the world responds to you. You'll know you're not the same. And that's the whole point. You weren't meant to stay the same. You were meant to become more you than you've ever been. Virgo, let's pause and really look at what you've made it through. Not the surface level stuff, but the hard things, the quiet battles, the seasons when no one checked in on you, but you kept showing up anyway. You've spent so much of your life holding it together for everyone else. You've been the calm in the storm, the helper, the listener, the fixer, and maybe somewhere along the way, you forgot that you needed help too. But here's the truth. You've maybe been too humble to accept your resilience isn't ordinary. Your loyalty isn't common. The way you love, the way you give without asking for much in return, it's rare. And it deserves more than silence. 2025 is the year that starts to change, because this isn't just about spiritual awakening, it's about emotional justice. The universe saw it all, Virgo. The nights you cried quietly, the birthdays you spent alone, the times you clapped for others even when no one clapped for you. Now it's your turn. Not because you need saving, but because you've earned a new chapter 1 where you don't have to hustle for love. One where peace doesn't come after the storm, it's your new normal. But that shift doesn't come overnight, it starts small. Maybe it's the moment you walk into your favorite coffee shop and buy something just for you, for no reason. Maybe it's when you finally book that trip or take a day off without guilt. Or maybe it's deeper. Maybe it's when you finally say no to what drains you, when you stop over-explaining, when you stop apologizing for needing rest, for wanting more, for dreaming big. This next chapter is about expansion, but not the kind that burns you out, the kind that heals you, that lets you breathe deeper, that reminds you of who you are outside of obligation. You were never meant to live life in survival mode. And yet that's what you've done for so long that peace might feel unfamiliar at first. But don't let that stop you. Let it feel awkward. Let it feel new. Let joy feel strange until it feels normal. because you've earned that joy. And the more you embrace it, the more you'll realize that you were never broken, you were just busy surviving. There's this story I heard about a Virgo woman in her 60s. She spent her entire life working, taking care of everyone around her. She raised kids, supported siblings, never asked for anything. And one day, she sat on a bench, looked up at the sky, and thought, "Is it too late for me to be loved in return?" And in that moment, something inside her broke open, not in sadness, but in realization that she was still here, still breathing, still capable of receiving love. A few months later, she met someone, not flashy, not perfect, but kind, gentle. A man who brought her tea without asking, who remembered how she liked her toast, who listened to her favorite memories without needing to be part of them. She told a friend, "I used to think love was something you had to survive. Now I know it's something you're allowed to feel safe in." That's what's possible for you too. Love ease comfort, not as luxuries, but as birthrights. You don't have to keep proving you're strong. We already know. Now it's time to soften. Let yourself feel safe. Let yourself be taken care of. Let life bless you. Even if it feels uncomfortable, even if part of you still thinks you need to earn it, you don't. What you've given the world. Virgo is more than enough. And now it's your time to receive, not because you need to, but because you finally can. So as this chapter begins, ask yourself, what would it look like to live with ease? Not laziness, not escape, but ease, the kind that comes from alignment, from flow, from finally letting the world meet you where you are. And if you don't know where to begin, that's okay. Just start by saying yes. Yes to joy. Yes to peace. Yes to the soft life you've been too strong for too long. So here we are, Virgo. You've walked through 3 powerful gates: abundance, release, and connection. And maybe now, for the first time in a long time, things are starting to make sense. Money didn't just come to solve problems. It came to mirror something deeper: your worth, your effort. The years you poured into others without ever asking for a return. This isn't just a reward, it's recognition and loss. As painful as it felt, it showed up to clear the path, to remind you that some goodbyes are actually acts of grace. Letting go isn't failure, it's wisdom. It means you're learning how to love without clinging, how to honor without holding on so tight it hurts. Then love appears, but not the dramatic whirlwind kind. The soul deep, still safe love. The kind that doesn't arrive to impress you, but to stay. This is the love you've always deserved. The one that comes when you've finally made peace with yourself. All of it, these 3 threads, they're not separate. They're a single tapestry being woven by the universe to awaken you. Not to change who you are, but to help you return to who you've always been before. The world told you to shrink, to hide, to settle. You are not behind. You are right on time. This journey wasn't delayed. It was preparing you. Every step you've taken has led here. To this message. To this moment. To this version of you that's finally ready to live. Not just exist. And Virgo, this is just the beginning. More clarity is coming, more answers, more synchronicities that feel too aligned to ignore. You'll notice patterns, numbers, dreams that speak louder than usual, and all of that, it's confirmation. So if your heart is beating a little faster right now, if you feel seen, like this was written just for you, it was. And there's more. In the next video, I'm going to show you the 3 exact dates in 2025 when your soul alignment reaches a turning point. These dates are not just events, they're energetic activations, moments when everything can shift. Until then, take this message with you. Breathe a little easier. Let yourself feel proud, not just for surviving, but for choosing to heal. You're stepping into a golden chapter, and the most beautiful thing, you're doing it as your full self. No more hiding, no more waiting, just rising.